Young women leaders are called to assist parents in helping young women grow spiritually and live the gospel of Jesus Christ. This is the work of young women. This presentation will illustrate how this can be accomplished by focusing on 4 major areas: working under priesthood direction, helping young women experience the gospel, settings for the work of young women, and youth leadership. There is only one fundamental organizational channel, and that is the priesthood channel. In the ward, the bishopric has direct priesthood responsibility for all young women. The bishopric gives direction as they call and meet with young women leaders, hold ward council meetings, visit young women classes and activities, and regularly interview young women. This should not interfere with the scriptural injunction concerning bishopric responsibilities for priesthood quorums. The Young Women Auxiliary is a resource to priesthood leaders and assists them in their responsibility for young women. A young women presidency can do this by prayerfully recommending young women leaders, counseling with their priesthood leaders, representing young women in stake and ward council meetings, encouraging visits in young women classes and activities, and helping prepare for young women interviews.
How are you today, Sister Carter?
Good, thank you.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
Sister Carter, I appreciate you coming into my office. Let me get right to the point. We'd like to issue a call to you. We would like you to be the Beehive advisor. I know this is a big call. You possess the qualities that our young women need in our program right now. Your willingness to serve, your love and understanding, and most especially your testimony. Is this a calling you feel like you could accept?
I would love to accept that call, Bishop.
That's great.
I was traveling in the desert.
Young
with
women
family,
leaders can be a
and one
powerful
morning
influence in the lives of young women. They serve as role models and provide examples to follow. When recommending names of women to serve as leaders, a presidency should prayerfully consider spiritually mature women with deep testimonies of the gospel and a love for the Savior. Young women leaders should also have an understanding of the many challenges facing young women today and have a strong desire to help them meet these challenges. The leader who has a strong testimony of the gospel of Jesus Christ, a love for the Savior, a love for the youth, and a desire to help them gain a strong testimony will be a powerful influence in the lives of those she is entrusted to teach.
Thank you for coming, Valerie.
Hi.
Hi, Emily.
I really enjoyed the lesson today.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I really enjoyed the story too.
Oh, that is a
Each time a
wonderful
young
story.
women leader is called, these qualities should be considered. It's also important to determine whether or not she can give the necessary time and serve long enough to establish trust and caring relationships with the young women. Young women leaders should respond to invitations to meet with priesthood leaders. This provides settings to report their responsibilities, discuss concerns and needs, make recommendations, and counsel together. When meeting with priesthood leaders, it is helpful to identify beforehand your observations, concerns, and recommendations.
Well, from our observation, our young women are capable of doing much more than we're allowing them to, as far as giving service. They need to develop an attitude of service, and we feel like the parents would be much more supportive of this type of involvement. Our concern is that the time is short. These young women need to feel right now, at this time in their lives, that they are significant and capable and that they can contribute. So the recommendations we've come up with are, first of all, they could become more involved in missionary work and help activate less active members. Secondly, they could respond to welfare needs as directed by the priesthood leaders. And third, they could do family history projects. They could prepare names for the temple and go and do those baptisms in the temple.
After counseling together, the decision of priesthood leaders should be followed in faith and harmony. Sometimes a recommendation may feel right, but there may be circumstances of which only the bishop is aware.
I can see that a lot of thought has gone into this. I think that we need to give this real careful consideration. I'd like to talk with the rest of the bishopric before we respond to the recommendations. I just want each of you to know how much we love and appreciate you and what you're doing. Our Young Women's program is running smoothly, and it's because of your efforts.
Stake and ward council meetings give leaders the opportunity to take care of administrative and ministering functions that pertain to their callings. Staffing, budgeting, calendaring, planning, scheduling, and programming can all be coordinated. All these items are important and necessary, but leaders must recognize that administering programs is only to assist in ministering to individuals and families. As each of the organizations counsel together, they should consider ways to strengthen individuals and families. A spirit of cooperation helps avoid over-programming and excessive demands on time or financial resources. When the focus is on ministering to individuals and families, the ward and stake council meetings take on new meaning. They offer one of the greatest opportunities to identify needs and offer resources which can be coordinated under priesthood direction. By creating agendas that focus on people, the organizations can act as resources in ministering to those in spiritual and physical need.
You know Brother Cosney, a member of our bishopric.
Young women leaders should encourage members of the bishopric to visit young women classes and activities when they can. This provides an opportunity for them to see how the lessons taught on Sunday are put into practice during the week. When priesthood leaders visit classes and activities, they become acquainted with the young women and demonstrate their interest and concern. This contact also gives young women a feeling of importance, that their priesthood leaders care about them. It helps them look forward to their interview with someone who has shown interest in them.
So how's school going? So far, it's kind of winding down, isn't it?
Yeah, thank goodness.
The regular annual and semi-annual interviews with the bishopric provide an opportunity for young women to feel the strength, concern, and spiritual power of their priesthood leaders. This can be especially important for those who may have little or no priesthood leadership in their own homes. Young women leaders can help the young women grow from this experience by helping them understand the importance of their personal interviews with a member of the bishopric, and by encouraging them to prepare spiritually for this opportunity. Leaders may also provide helpful information and coordinate appointments with young women as requested by the bishopric. By working effectively under the direction of priesthood leadership, the Young Women Auxiliary can assist young women in moving along the path toward exaltation.
I find that when I participate in their activities, that it gives them a feeling that I want to be with them and be a part of their group, which a lot of times allows opportunities for me to visit with them and help them.
I'm especially grateful for the strong priesthood guidance that we have through our stake presidency that helps us know the things that we're to do to help these young women grow and develop.
I think it's important for the young women to know who their bishop is, to be a part of their lives as much as you can be in the Young Women's program. I think it's a great value for them to get to know you so that they're comfortable around you and don't have a problem talking with you as a friend when it comes time for interviews.
I think our bishop is one of the neatest people. He's helped me a lot. I know that he's there for me when I need him.
Please stop the tape and discuss ways in which you can work more effectively with your priesthood leaders and assist them in their responsibility for young women. What did you learn? What does it mean to you? How will you apply what you have learned? When you are ready to continue, start the tape.